Claire met Daniel in college. He was charming, confident, the kind of man who walked into a room and everyone turned to look. At first, his attention felt like love. He wanted to know where she was, every hour. He sent little texts like, "Where are you now? Who are you with?" He picked out her clothes before parties. He told her which friends were good influences and which ones were toxic. Claire thought it was care. She thought, finally, someone who really notices me. But it wasn't care. It was control. Over the years, that control grew. Her parents stopped calling because Claire rarely picked up. Her best friend from childhood stopped visiting because Daniel made her feel unwelcome. And slowly her world shrank until Daniel was at the center of everything. He whispered to her at night, whispering, "They don't understand us. Only I do. Only I'll ever love you." And Claire believed him. She defended him when he screamed. She forgave him when he slammed doors and punched walls. She even told herself, "He loves me. I just need to be better. If I don't upset him, things will be fine." That was Stockholm Syndrome. She clung to her abuser. She thought his chains were protection.
One night, Daniel came home drunk.
He tossed his jacket on the floor and laughing laughed like he had just won a prize. Then he bragged. He had used her credit card to take another woman out to dinner. Claire froze. Her stomach dropped. Her heart didn't break. Something inside her snapped. The fog lifted. For the first time in years, she finally saw the truth. She wasn't his partner. She wasn't his equal. She was his prisoner. That night, Claire lay awake in bed, staring at the ceiling. And she made a decision. She would never be powerless again. The next morning, she smiled at Daniel as if nothing had happened. She kissed his cheek when he left for work. But inside, she was already gone. She opened a hidden bank account at a small local credit union. She didn't tell Daniel, of course. During the day, she acted the same, obedient, quiet, agreeable. But at night, while he slept, she worked. She took freelance jobs online, writing, editing, anything she could find. Every dollar went into that secret account. Every cent was a step closer to freedom. Over time, Claire became two people. By day, she was Daniel's shadow. By night, she was her own person. Planning, building, learning. She studied real estate. She studied stock trading. She even studied law. Each new skill was a weapon. While Daniel thought she was too weak to leave, Claire was quietly building her empire. And her revenge. 5 long years passed. To Daniel, nothing had changed. He still shouted. He still controlled. He still laughed with his friends, saying, "She'll never leave me. She needs me too much. Ha ha ha." But he didn't know the truth. Claire didn't need him anymore. She had grown her secret savings into investments. She had bought property, quietly, in her own name. She had even purchased the very house they lived in. She owned their home. She owned his debts. She even owned the company car he bragged about driving. One morning, Daniel woke up and noticed something strange. The house was quiet. Claire wasn't in the kitchen making coffee. She wasn't by the window reading. She was gone. On the kitchen table lay a letter. The handwriting was neat, calm, deliberate. It read, "You were right. I did need you, but not for love. I needed you to teach me what love is not. Now, the house is mine. The debt collectors are coming for you. Your boss will soon know the truth. Goodbye, Daniel." Long pause. At first, he laughed. He thought she was bluffing. He thought, she'll come crawling back. She always does, but Claire didn't crawl back. She didn't answer his calls. She didn't appear at the door with apologies. She had vanished.
Then the first notice arrived.
An eviction letter, stamped and official. Daniel crumpled it in his fist, furious. He called the landlord, only to learn Claire was the landlord. Days later, his credit card stopped working. He called the bank, shouting, demanding answers. But all he heard was, "Your accounts are frozen due to unpaid debts." Daniel's temper exploded. He punched the wall. He cursed Claire's name, convinced it was some mistake. But then came the final blow. His company received an anonymous file. Inside were recordings of his drunken rants, his threats, his abuse. Everything he had once laughed about was now evidence against him. His boss summoned him into the office. Cold stares replaced friendly smiles, and Daniel realized his career was gone. One by one, Daniel's life collapsed. His job, his car. his reputation. The people who once admired his confidence now whispered behind his back. Neighbors avoided him, friends stopped answering his calls, and the woman he thought he controlled? She was untouchable. Claire had moved into a new apartment across town, bright, spacious, with a view of the river. She decorated it herself, quietly, calmly, free. She had walked out as a prisoner, but she returned as the victor. Her years of silence had become her weapon. Her years of pain had become her shield. Daniel sat alone in the house he no longer owned. Bills piled on the counter. Calls from collectors never stopped. His phone buzzed with rejection after rejection. Meanwhile, Claire stood tall. For the first time in years, she breathed freely. Ha! This is Stockholm Syndrome at its darkest. A woman brainwashed to defend her abuser. Until one day she woke up and proved that the most dangerous prisoner is the one who learns. She already has the key.